tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
We are never, ever, ever getting back together. We are never,
Sorry to make you guys listen to my singing. Missed out from last time. I'm your host, Sam Davidson. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this episode of Undateable, Season 2, Episode 3. It is entitled, An Imaginary Torch Walks into the Bar. I'm assuming it's like kind of a theme. Someone walks into a bar. If you guys haven't done so already, please go on iTunes, YouTube, SoundCloud, rate, review, subscribe. We really love hearing any and all feedback that you guys can give us. We are back this week with an awesome new panel. These are the best people in the world, these two hosts.
Cut it out. Get out of here.
If you guys want to tweet at us during the show, you can find me, Sam Davidson, at SamD43. Introduce yourselves, lovely co-hosts.
Hey y'all, Hannah Prichard. You can tweet at me at the Hotshot Dude.
Hey y'all, my name's Joe Doyle, and you can tweet at me at JoJo Doyle.
That was just rude.
No, I liked it. I say y'all too sometimes, y'all.
Big ol' liar.
No, I do.
I do too. I said it today earlier, and I'm from Ohio, and I knew it wasn't right, but they didn't know me, so I just threw it out there, and I thought they thought it was authentic. I don't know. So
Everybody
excited.
uses it now.
I like it. Whatever.
Thank you.
Why not? This episode was probably my favorite so far of all of the Undateable episodes, just because, we spoke about a couple weeks ago, them not really getting their footing yet, just as far as being stand-ups and making plot storylines, but I was wrong because they are building things into this episode that are, this series that are just great, like relationships, and we finally are seeing things blossom.
Yes, and the energy I felt like seemed more up on this episode. I don't know if that's with them bringing Bridget Medler, is that how you say her last name, onto the show, but she brings like this young, youthful, kind of new, fresh, I don't know, take on it. I feel like adds a different element.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And it made me kind of feel like, they got all that camaraderie around, kind of like Saved by the Bell gang, when they're hanging out at the bar, they're hanging out at the Max, and they're watching all this stuff go down.
Now it's Black Eyes.
Yeah.
And I said Black Eyes. It's not, it's Black Eyes. Oh, gosh. Now okay.
Do you like Black Eyes? As a bar? No, that just sounds so funny.
Yeah, it's like hard to, it's like really hard to say. Yeah, I think it's a great bar, and I love when TV shows are just around bars, because I thought Friends was so unrealistic, having it be in a coffee shop. Come on.
I want to be in Black Eyes.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That sounded...
Was that planned, or
yes, I kept on, when you saying like Black Eyes, that sounded like you were saying Black Guys.
I know.
I like to think that was their plan in telling it that.
Of course.
For moments.
And that was my
like
plan
that.
with the joke.
Oh, what a jokester. Well, I know I sound like a mom. What a jokester.
Oh, Joe.
So this episode, we see Nikki come back. She was a big part of last season. I personally was not the big Nikki fan.
Yeah,
even though that was like my wannabe name when I was a child. If I wanted to pretend to be someone else, I would say it was Nikki. So I really wanted to like her. But she strung Justin along for quite a while, and it was only not even that long ago that she was still pretending to be in a relationship with him.
Yeah.
Next thing we know, she's engaged.
What? Crazy.
Yeah.
What?
To some dude. She also looks very different to me. I don't know. I'm not trying to throw shade on the actress. I love you. We would love to have you in the studio. But it was just kind of, she was different. She's not really part of the crew anymore. I think she got on another show. Actually, it's what happened is why she left the last season a little bit early. But Justin is still very much in love with Nikki. He talks about her constantly. And it's like the reverse. She's just, she's just not that into you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It hit close to home for me. I was telling you guys about, like, the first time I saw my ex after, like, we broke up and we hadn't talked in forever, but I always kept talking about her. And the first time was when we were in Vegas and I sold her and her friends shrooms.
Inappropriate.
Oh, could we not say that? No, I mean...
Too late. It's done.
And by shrooms, like, you mean sautéed, beautiful things to cook on a grill.
Shiitake mushrooms, preferably.
Sorry,
Yes.
my bad. We did the Always Sunny one. They're always talking about drugs. My bad.
Well, I mean, I don't really know the rules on that, actually. I know there's certain words we can't say, but you know what? Go for it.
Well,
Yeah, you just may have some people hitting you up trying to get a...
no, I don't do it on the regular. This is a special request. Guys, it was great being an AfterBuzz host. Thank you for the opportunity, and find me on Twitter, because I'm not going to be here again.
Listen. I bet you anything every person on Undateable has eaten some beautiful magic shiitake mushrooms, so it's quite all right.
But
They're probably taking it while they film.
So forgetting about what I previously said, when we did meet up for whatever reasons that was, it was really awkward, and that's why I love to watch this show, but I also hate to watch this show because I feel like all the themes, as a guy that has some success in in romantic areas, but sometimes it just hits super close to home, and I remember that time and it was awkward as hell.
Well, I was sitting there watching this all go down, and I was just like, no, oh no. So basically, what we find out, Nikki comes back to Detroit and is looking for a venue for her engagement party, and Justin was like, well, I have a venue. This is a venue. And I was just, and I knew, you know what he's going to do before he does it. And you're just thinking, God, no. It's kind of like Ben Stiller and, like, meeting the parent, all that shit. Oh, God. I'm so sorry. That was...
So it looks like you're going to be the only
bad.
person on the this panel again.
So again, I'm Sam Davidson. I'll see you later. I will never be at AfterBuzz again. I'm so sorry. Oh, God. So I was basically saying it's kind of like Meet the Parents stuff when, you see someone do something that you just know is bad and he keeps on doing it. And so that is what Justin is doing. Brent Morin, we didn't get to have you on last season, but because I just did that, if you're watching, I think we deserve to have you on.
Help save her job at AfterBuzz.
Yeah, please
and mine too.
Yeah.
I'll be here regardless.
Well, we'll see what happens by the end of this episode. I have a feeling it's just a downhill or uphill.
I'm having a wonderful time. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. It might be the last time as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have a party at Black Eyes. I just can't win. Can't say it right. And Nikki has this fiance that is just kind of like, he's kind of different than Justin. I don't know. I mean, like, we didn't get to know him that much. To be frank, I kept on asking what his name was. Like, what's this dude's name? Nikki's fiance. I don't even know if we ever really got it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I already forgot it.
But we did know he was Filipino, and they're awesome in the sack.
Yeah, they're gonna have ethnic babies
Yes, and
or mixed babies
Which
or
was
whatever
what
they
Justin
said.
wants.
that is what. Well, okay. Backtracking to when Danny and Justin were talking, and they were saying, like, what do you imagine happening when you see Nikki? And he said that he, like, has an ethnic baby, and he's, like, carrying her, and or him. I'm trying to see what he said exactly, but basically it was just that Nikki is finds him and his baby, and Justin is like, oh, this is some girl I used to know, little baby, and that's how he that's how everyone sees in their head how they're gonna meet their ex again.
Yeah, and you want to one-up them with a mixed baby.
Yeah,
Isn't that what we
really
all
wouldn't
want?
be
I want
my
a beautiful little mixed baby.
Yeah, I mean, but would that really be your if you see your ex again?
I mean, not in the near future, no, but maybe when I'm 40, I'd love to be like, look at my beautiful mixed baby.
Like Sandra Bullock.
I've always wanted
Yeah.
a mixed baby.
See?
But for like more for retirement and sporting reasons. Like I want them to like do good in sports and then. Well, I mean, I'm just thinking that if
Absolutely understandable.
Yeah.
Completely understandable. I'm sorry. I'm still reminiscing on our faux pas earlier. So they have this party though, and I just want to say that everyone in this show, I love how they're creating kind of like a Friends, How I Met Your Mother. Like, these people are in it together. We got Candace, who is new, who I have grown to very much like.
Yes.
Yeah, I really like her vibe.
I do too.
It just, please continue. I like her vibe, yeah.
Yeah, well, what we were saying, as we were watching this, we're like, we needed her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You really did. You needed a light, girly, and in the first episode, I kind of said something like, well, she seems kind of stupid. I don't think she seems stupid.
I actually thought that too in the first one. I was like, "Rrr."
Yeah.
But I really like her character. And I think it's interesting because isn't she the only one that is not a stand-up comedian? Is that correct?
Yeah, she's a Disney.
Yeah.
Disney star.
Doing a great job with the multicam. Which I guess makes sense because Disney is primarily all multicam, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's all a live audience.
At the same time, though, it's hard, I feel like, as a Disney or Nickelodeon star to kind of, like, migrate into something. And sometimes those stars do something too risque from what they started as, and then people are like, whoa, that creeps me out. That's really weird. You're 12, but they're not. They're probably 21.
Yeah.
And, with this, it's not that dirty. The show is not, super risque.
No.
It's fun enough, but it's still adult.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely did. You learned a new term at the beginning of the episode, bone zone.
Yes.
And what taking it to the bone zone means. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, speaking of Bone Zone,
best segue ever.
and I was like, you guys, what is Bone Zone? I'm confused. I mean, as a man, Joe, like, is that a thing? Do you ever say Bone Zone, or you just got it, what he was saying?
You know what? Truth be told,
Ponder on this one. Think about
what
that
is-
first moment.
I think they're just trying to block out, like, our nasty possible
your
words
answer?
that are going to happen.
my answer is I actually said it all the time in my real life.
Are you serious?
Straight up, you take it to the bone zone. I mean,
No way.
I wouldn't actually say it if I did. How to make this PC on air. If I did have coitus with a lady, I wouldn't refer to it as we took it to the bone zone.
Yeah, I think that would be the end of the Bone Zone.
Right, but
Yeah.
in figurative, purposes, if you were talking about, someone like, ooh, yeah, you're gonna take it to the bone zone, aren't you? Haha, whatever, shut up, Joe. That kind of, talk.
Well, they were using it tonight, though, in a way, like, I didn't quite understand, because that's what I thought the Bone Zone would mean, and then they
Yeah.
kept on saying it, and I was like, in sentences.
I think it's just because he drawled it out as like a response, and I was like, what?
Well, yeah, because it was like, would you rather do this or do this? And then he just referred to the answer of doing that as by bone zone. Yeah, take the bone zone.
Well, Bursky, and you know what? There was a fan, and I totally get you. They're like, learn how to say the name, and sometimes there's some names that it's like they're very easy, but for whatever reason in your brain, you're like, you hear it a million times and you just can't say it right.
Yes.
And I to be honest, I still don't really know if I'm saying right. And I know Rick Glassman. We lived next door to each other growing up. Not that his name is Rick Glassman on the show. It's Bursky, but I should know my neighbor's TV name.
That you should.
Yeah, and so I'm working on it. We said in the last show that we did that him and Leslie, we're definitely going to have a thing. And in this episode, we were let's talk about our confusion about this, him and Leslie. I mean, it seemed like something happened that we didn't really pick up on, or it was a bigger deal than, we understood, because she was very upset with Bursky.
Like, to the point of not speaking to him.
Yeah.
And using somebody to fill in as their middleman. And I think it was, if we are correct, I think it was, I caught on that maybe he stood her up for a dance sort of thing. I don't know if they said it in one sentence and we were all like, huh, what?
And we were laughing and we didn't
Yeah.
We were probably still laughing about the bone zone thing.
Yeah.
It's probably what was really happening, though. We all just completely missed the actual plot line.
But, I think that she was almost, now in retrospect, seeing at the end of the episode, I feel like she was messing with him the entire time.
Oh, yeah.
She wasn't actually really mad, but, I know one way to mess with me is to, make me think that you're mad at me. And that's the worst. And so maybe that's, kind of what was going on
Whatever.
there.
Either way, it was enjoyable to watch.
Well, I mean, last season I picked up on, Bursky Again, I think that's right.
I think that's right.
Yeah, having a crush on Leslie. And last season, he kind of acted like borderline. I don't really know, like just very awkward and weird. And if you're a girl and someone acts like that to you, you can't tell if they're serious or what. And, you know, she's Danny's sister. And this episode, though, he, like, is wearing a lot nicer clothes. Burski is. He's really trying to class it up for her.
Yeah, he's spitting. The game is strong. He's really going for it.
Yeah, he was. He was, and I'm very proud of him. Just very, very proud. And we kind of get into that storyline when we get to the actual party of Nikki and the Filipino fiance. I'm so sorry, guys. Comment in the comments, yell at us, tell us his name, be like, you're idiots. Please don't do that. I'll cry.
My mom does that enough for me.
I know, me too. So yeah, if we remember his name, you know, just let us know. But I'm not even quite sure if they really told it. I don't think he's that important of a part of the show. But what we find out is that obviously Justin's a very nice guy, and he lets her have the engagement party, but I just want to call him a name because I can't remember what it is.
Dude, just call him the dude.
Okay, so the dude says to Justin, you know, thank you for, like, not coming to visit Nikki ever, because if you did, we wouldn't be getting married. Because she had said several times.
Rough.
Which I think that's still bull. Because, like, that may be, like, really what she said at the time or thought. But, I mean, in any case, if somebody wants to be with somebody, they will be. And they'll make it work. So, like, he could have spent all that time driving back and forth and they wouldn't have ended up being together.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, in a way, that's what Danny said.
Yeah. Danny, spitting wise words.
Oh, I love that they locked him in the room, though, because he was so adamant on making that, like, super big speech about, you know, because I feel like I'm sometimes in a romantic, you know, comedy too, but it's mostly just the comedy with, like, you know, a little hint of, you know, of the romantic stuff. But I always want to do that. I want to make these moments in my life more like romantic comedy, so I can relate.
We all want to pretend that, like, somebody is watching our life.
Mm-hmm, like the Truman Show.
Yeah.
The last romantic comedy thing that went down for me is, like, I took this girl to the Magic Castle, and at the end, it was so, you know, we had a great time, you know, lots of fun. At the end of the day, I dropped her to the car, and I said, hey, do you want to be my girlfriend? And she said, no, I'm cool. I like the things the way they are. And then
mortifying.
The skies opened up, and it was the worst rainstorm ever. And I had to drive all the way back in the rain.
It was like rain in the sky and in your tear ducts.
It was
when you
intense.
got home. That's
hilarious.
Yes, romantic comedy.
Well, it happened. You know, maybe you could be on the show next season. Fingers crossed.
Heck yeah.
So basically, Danny locks Justin in they do a bird call.
Which is what I want. I want...
Me too.
Like, don't you just want to go out with, like, whistles or, like, some sort of code and all your friends can yell and everybody comes running through the box?
Yes.
Like, I want that so bad.
Exactly. I do too. And that's what happened. And very naturally, Candace has become part of that, which, again, I love. And they block Justin from doing anything. And then Justin gets out and he makes a speech and you think it's going to be about Nikki, and thank goodness it's not. It's about Danny. And I just want to say that last season, Crystalia's character, Danny, it was quite unlikable, and I think that was kind of the point of his character. And this season, he still is, but he's getting more likable.
Yeah. I liked his whole being in love with himself bit throughout the entire episode tonight. I really liked that.
Hey, my favorite thing from him this episode was the plane and flying. Are you flying an imaginary plane, Danny?
That was...
Yes, I am.
It was really
he goes
funny.
back to doing it. Yeah, he's really likable, but in a way, it's like, because he throws down some serious shade sometimes, but he's really likable in other moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then basically what happens, you know, Danny and Justin kind of have this weird, like, nice, very sweet moment together. And it looks as though Nikki's kind of pissed. It's like she egged the whole thing on, but she didn't get her way. I think she knew what she thought would have happened if she would have had her engagement party at Justin's. Justin would have made some romantic comedy huge gesture,
right,
which he was going to do, but he didn't. So now she's gonna get married to this guy, and she's like, oh shoot. I didn't plan on. I thought he was going to save me from this. And they toast to Danny, and basically that's what happens in this episode. So let's quickly get to predictions.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right, you want to go, Joe?
Cricket.
All right. I want to see. I predict that Shelley needs to get some soon.
Mm-hmm.
I love Shelley. He's my favorite character, and I think that he needs to get a little loving. You know, the sultry sound of his voice needs to be, spoken to with the ladies.
Yeah. Same with Brett, though. I think Brett needs to get some too. I'd like to see him with somebody.
Yeah.
And
that's impressive.
Sorry, that was my thinking sound. I think that we'll see, what's her butt again?
Candace.
No.
Nikki.
I think we'll see Nikki again. I don't think it's the end of Nikki. And, I feel like that's kind of, I think we'll see Danny explore his love for himself some more. And that's all I got.
And that'll be on HBO, or I'm sorry,
Skinamax.
Something else. I was about to say something else inappropriate, but I'm just going to stop myself. I think that Candace and Justin are meant to be together. And they're going to find each other. And then once they do, Nikki is going to come back in the picture and be like, hey, OMG, I was in love with you the whole time, Justin. Yeah. And then I think there might be a weird love triangle with Danny, too.
I was going to say, I considered Candace and Danny, but I wasn't ready to go ahead and throw that out yet.
Yeah, because it's like he's so protective of her, and it's like, is it because, she's super younger than her? And, is it because he wants to there, but it's unrequited, he can't be there because he's so much older?
I don't know. It could be some love triangle weirdness. And also Bursky and Leslie, obviously she's into him.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen. Anyways, we are so glad that we are back this week. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Where can we find you guys online, just to recap real quick?
You can find me on Twitter at JoJo Doyle, Facebook and Instagram too. Branding is the best.
And y'all can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at the Hot Chat Dude.
And don't forget to follow AfterBuzz TV at AfterBuzz TV on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm your host, Sam Davidson. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at SamD43 and online at SamDavidsonEntertainment.com. We will see you all next week.
I'm not a drug dealer.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.